guess who had a little heart-to-heart with the fabulous Angie Martinez? Yep, you got it, none other than the amazing Teyana Taylor. This interview was like a roller coaster ride of vulnerability and insight, my friend. If you haven't seen it yet, you're seriously missing out on some top-notch entertainment. Trust me, it's worth your time. But let me spill the tea on one particular element that had me chuckling. Our girl Teyana spilled the beans about those precious opportunities her team totally dropped the ball on. Now, picture this. Teyana has been hustling in the biz since she was a teenager, and bless her talented soul. At the tender age of 15, she got scooped up by Pharrell's label, the one and only Star Trek Records, which was rolling with the big shots at Interscope. The world first got a glimpse of Teyana's star power in MTV's iconic show, My Super Sweet 16. Oh, the nostalgia. She shredded her stuff in music videos like Jay-Z's Blue Magic and Webstar and Young B's catchy banger Chicken Noodle Soup. And guess what? She even choreographed Queen B's Ring the Alarm video. Beyonce herself was blown away by Teyana's talent and drive. Can you imagine? Beyonce wanting to take our girl under her wing? Now, let me tell you, it's no small feat to be talented, young, and full of vision like Teyana. She had that X factor from day one, but it's a shame her team didn't always see the gold mine they had on their hands. Opportunities missed, my friend. Opportunities missed. Nevertheless, Teyana keeps pushing forward. We all know she's destined for greatness. Once upon a time in Teyana's musical journey, way back in 2008, she scored some serious thumbs ups from the big shots. Her debut single, Google Me, was all set to pave the way for her first album. But guess what? That album never saw the light of day. Poor Teyana had to rely on Pharrell to make it happen, but he was way too laid back. And can you blame the guy? Pharrell was like the hottest potato in the music biz at the time, juggling his own solo career and collaborations. Now, here's the catch when you sign up to be an active artist. Here's the catch when you sign up with an active artist. They've got their own stuff going on. Poor Teyana, being young and all, probably didn't know how to put herself out there. Pharrell couldn't exactly focus on her career because he had his hands full. Sure, he worked his magic with artists like Khalees, Slim Thug, The Clips, and Robin Thicke, but even those collaborations had their fair share of complications behind the scenes. So, poor Teyana ended up being left on the sidelines, feeling like yesterday's news. See, this is the downside of hitching your wagon to an already busy artist. They don't always give you the priority you deserve. There are rare cases like when Nicki Minaj and Drake were signed to Lil Wayne, where things worked out. But let me tell you, those success stories are as rare as finding a unicorn tap dancing on a rainbow. Pharrell couldn't just shoulder the weight of Teyana's dreams, and boy did that break her heart. She was practically camped out her label for years, twiddling her thumbs while her music gathered dust. Pharrell was not only her mentor, but she looked up to him like a father figure. She wanted him to fight tooth and nail for her, but alas, he just didn't bring the heat. It left her feeling disappointed and let down. Once Teyana managed to wiggle her way out of the Star Trek record deal, she found herself signing up with none other than Kanye West's music imprint, Good Music, which happened to be under Def Jam. Teyana had the honor of being featured on Kanye West's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. She lent her talents to tracks like Dark Fantasy and Hell of a Life, though her debut album, aptly titled 7, didn't exactly set the charts on fire. Teyana refused to fade into obscurity. Oh no, she made sure her name was still ringing in people's ears. She unleashed her dance skills in videos that got everyone's toes tapping, shuddered her stuff in films like Stomp the Yard, Homecoming, and Medea's Big Happy Family, and even popped up on our TV screens more times than we could count. And let's not forget, she became a bona fide young socialite, rubbing shoulders with all the up-and-coming black entertainers in Hollywood. Talk about networking. As if that wasn't enough, Teyana put her choreography chops to good use behind the scenes, working her magic for other artists. While her solo tunes may not have caused a musical earthquake, you couldn't help but recognize her name in that lovely face. She managed to stay relevant, my friends, all thanks to her work ethic. But hold on to your hats, because Teyana's big moment arrived when she scored a starring role in Kanye West's mind-blowing Fade music video. It was like she stepped into the spotlight and basked in the adoration of the mainstream audience. This was the golden opportunity, the perfect time for her to seize the moment and launch her music career into the stratosphere. Alas, fate had other plans. There was no grand master plan to catapult her into stardom, no strategic rollout to make the most of her newfound fame. Imagine if she had released a killer single or an album right after that epic video dropped. It would have been a business-savvy move and could have skyrocketed her music career. But hey, Teyana didn't let that setback bring her down. She made the most of her time in the limelight in other ways. Endorsement deals come pouring in, along with a modeling contract and even a workout plan. She graced the glossy pages of all the major publications, leaving no stone unturned. Sure, it would have been fantastic to see her music career explode alongside her other successes, but life is a funny thing. Teyana managed to capitalize on the Fade music video in ways she never expected. She showed the world what she was made of, and even though the iron wasn't as hot as it could have been with her music, she proved she had the resilience to keep pushing forward. Teyana, the talented girl, gets signed onto Kanye's wing, but guess what? It's deja vu all over again. She finds herself in a situation similar to her previous stint with For Real. Poor Teyana, still craving that big break in the music biz. Now, some folks might say, hey, she didn't work hard enough. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not the truth. Teyana really busted her ass to get everything done, putting in the hours and doing everything herself. Then you've got the naysayers who claim she doesn't have the it factor. Seriously? Have they been living under a rock? People are still talking about Teyana today. Just look at her recent role in the film 1001. The critics are eating it up, and she's even being tossed around in Oscar conversations. Plus, legends in the industry can't stop singing her praises and giving her the good old cosign. So yeah, she's got that it factor in spades. Let's not forget her incredible talent. Teyana can sing, dance, act, write, direct, you name it, she's got it. She's like a one-woman entertainment machine. But you know what? It's all about finding the right recipe. Sure, Pharrell and Kanye did their thing, but they didn't quite flex their influence enough to get the label fully behind her. Poor Teyana wasn't their top priority, you see. In 2018, she did drop her album Keep That Same Energy, and it was a high point for her music career. But even then, the rollout was a bit wonky. Kanye had his hands full with beefing against Drake and Pusha T, rocking his Yeezy brand and producing albums left and right. Teyana's project ended up being treated like an appetizer rather than the main course. It was only 22 minutes long. Talk about a bite-sized album. Thankfully though, things worked out in Teyana's favor. She managed to squeeze out a few hits from that short album, with Gonna Love Me leading the pack. But get this, she had no clue her album would be so darn short, and her verses would be slashed left and right. Oops, I guess? But let me tell you, Teyana gave it her all. She fought tooth and nail for her music career. In 2020, she dropped her final album under Good Music and Def Jam, appropriately titled The Album. And oh boy did it make some noise. It became her best performing album to date. But guess what happened next? Teyana dropped a bombshell. She announced she's retiring from music. Can you believe it? Well, let's hope she changes her tune in the future. We'll just have to keep our fingers crossed and see what the world has in store for this multi-talented girl. You know, if you listen to a few of her clips, you might get the impression that Teyana is a bit unsatisfied with where she's at in her career. But hold your horses, because that's not the whole story. Teyana has had her fair share of frustrating moments, no doubt about it. But despite all the ups and downs in her music journey, she managed to keep her head above water and stay relevant in other areas. Guess what? Right now, our girl Teyana is rocking it as a creative director and working her magic behind the scenes. She's spreading her acting wings and making quite the name for herself in the big bad world of movies. I kid you not, she's even in the running for an Oscar with a performance in 1001. And get this, she's about to portray the legendary Dionne Warwick in her biopic. Talk about leveling up in the acting realm. But hold on, there's more to Teyana's story. She's got the support and love of her family by her side, building their own brand together. Her husband, Ivan Shumpert, and their adorable kids are right there, cheering her on. And hey, don't rule out the possibility of Teyana dropping more tunes in the future. That music door isn't shut tight just yet. Now, I'm not saying Teyana hasn't expressed her frustrations or felt like she missed out on some early career moments. She's human after all. But here's the thing, she's not harboring any bitterness. Nope, not at all. She's grateful to the big man upstairs and to the likes of Kanye and Pharrell. Teyana knows how to keep it real and appreciate the people and moments that